The Broker with the Heart. Just wanted to share this with you because even though I talk a little bit about the things that I do while I'm out and about, I don't often share with you the things that have to happen next. And this is just to give you an idea of some of the steps that we have to do to actually get from when you say, I want to sell my house, to actually putting it on the market. So there are a few steps here, and I will share a few of them in this hopefully shorter video so that you can get a sense of it. Right now, this is a platform that we use. Most realtors, if not all realtors, use. These are files of different transactions that I'm handling or have handled, or those that are coming up, like this one. This is the one that I need to work on next. This is the actual transaction information, which are the pertinent data of the property, the client, and dates, and a few other things that go into it. Up here, there's the dashboard, forms, transactions, templates, etc. Over here, there's new sign-in, new e-sign, and a few others. Right here, there's summary, parties, documents, checklists, and what have you. But I'm going to this section because I already have most of the pertinent data in the file. And now I need to select those that apply to this transaction. The estimate I already have. I also need disclosures. We're going to put a TDS. And this will pop up with this screen here. This screen being the real estate transfer disclosure statement. That's one of those forms that I will need for my clients to fill out. The other items, I'm going to open them all just so you can see how many all represents, but not all of these are being used. Right here, you see the residential listing contract, the 48-hour notice, and addendum, etc. Some of this is stuff that we will use at one time or another throughout the transaction. This one here is interesting, agent commission sharing agreement. That I'll pick, even though I might not need for this particular file. But I'll also pick this one, agent visual inspection disclosure. That's one that we do need for this particular file, as well as any one of those houses that we're going to be selling that will be coming up next. So again, these are some of the standard things that I need to do behind the scenes that most will not see, and if you do see it, is when I send it to you. But this part does take some time, does take some review, and does take some pre-knowledge of what forms are necessary. And believe it or not, most offices have something of a guide to follow. Most of what I do is because I'm familiar with this innately, and because I've been doing it for so long, and because I've trained other agents to do it the way it's supposed to be. But at the other end, it does help when you have transaction management software or people that are very well versed on it, so that they support the whole idea. So again, I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but as you could see, there's a lot of information here that needs to be selected appropriately, and I just showed you two of those. Let me see if I can find a third one here so that I could share that with you. And then I want to show you the form itself so you can see what the steps are. But the broker's compensation advisory, that's a newer form that needs to be. And in some cases, it's already incorporated into the contract. So I'm picking it because it may be needed. But if it's already incorporated, then I'll make the determination of whether or not to use it. And again, I'm just showing you this so you can see all the steps involved in some of the stuff that we do behind the scenes for you. So again, this is the Broker with the Heart at maxmyhouse.com, and working with Remax so that you're familiar with some of the things that we have to do, not just because it's a practice, but because it's part of our role and responsibility to the consumer and to the clients. This is also part of the reason why we earn the brokerage fees that you're hearing when you hear an agent ask for that. So again, I'm not going to bore you with too much detail, but just so you can see what the forms actually look like, I'm going to shut down this section and open the section of where the forms will pop up. And these are the forms. So here we have a disclosure, disclaimer, advisory, seller's property questionnaire, residential listing contract, which yesterday we had some technical issues getting it done, but I finally was able to get my client to DocuSign or e-sign these documents, and that's part of what I'll show you because I want you to see what it looks like on my end. Let's see. So the ones that I picked just now, one was the transfer disclosure advisory. This, I'm going to show you part of what I do so that my client ends up getting this information on the fly. And this is not the right form. For some reason, it pulled up the wrong form. Transfer tax advisory. Okay, that is for, in this case, a San Francisco property. But it applies when there is a transfer tax, and that's going to adjust the estimate for the client.